now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show brings you famous celebrities and amazing people from all over the world. Listen online at themikewagnershow.com and on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And watch the interview on YouTube. So sit back and relax and enjoy the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also, check our Facebook page, facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Also, subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel and take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. We're here back again, so we had her on last year on season 1. She's a San Diego native, grew up around the Colorado area, had some roots over there. She's from 360 TV Skitz, Secret Life of an American Teenager, The Playground, and since then she's moved on to bigger and better things. She's now on, she was on Slumber is Golden, and she's got 2 new releases out. We're going to tell you about that in just a minute, but right now we'd like to have you bring live from San Diego, just very excited to talk about the big projects and what is coming up, the very, very talented and very, very busy, ladies and gentlemen, just taking a time out, just a lot of energy from San Diego, Laura Stetman. Laura, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us once again.
Hi, it's great to be back on your show, Mike. I'm so psyched.
Oh, yeah, it is so great. So once again, you come from the San Diego area, and you have a little bit of Colorado roots. You got your start on 360 TV Skitz, Secret Life of an American Teenager, The Playground, but you also move on to some bigger and better things. And before we talk about your upcoming projects, just once again, just tell us how you got started in a quick nutshell.
Oh, well, honestly, I got started with film acting at Gary Spat's The Playground in Los Angeles. And yeah, basically, I just auditioned, and I didn't know anything about film really at all. And then I just kind of auditioned with a monologue and got into the advanced class. So that was really, really awesome. And ever since then, I've had agencies and I've booked projects, and I just absolutely loved the film world since then.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you also were on Life of an American Teenager, The Playground. You can just tell us quickly about those.
Okay. The Secret Life of the American Teenager was actually my first big project. And that was interesting because I originally went on there just as background. I'd never been on a professional set like that before in a backlot. And so I basically just was one of the students in the hallway, and I just listened to whenever they had us walk through the scene and everything. And then they noticed that I was just very professional on set, and I really knew what I was doing, and so they picked me out, and they said, hey, if you wouldn't mind, could you go ahead and just walk past the character Grace at this point in the script? And so I said, sure, okay. So I just got my books, and I basically walked past them, and I was then became a featured extra. So that was the first big thing that I was in. Mm-hmm. Just even as just a featured extra. And then from there, I got my agent, and then I started auditioning for lead and supporting roles myself.
That is amazing, too. What are some of the supporting roles that you were in before leading up to Slumber is Golden and a couple of other ones we'll talk about later?
Okay, so leading up to Slumber is Golden, actually a lot of my work began in Florida when I moved here and I went to Full Sail University. So I was in projects such as short film Till Death Do Us Part, and then actually one of those films that I was in, I remember it went to an LA film festival, and that's where I got my next project after that, which was called Shaggy. I met the director there. He directed another film, and I just said, wow, that was amazing. I would love to audition. And he thought I lived in LA. So I kind of kept that going because I was like, oh, okay, this is an LA director. I'm just going to keep that going. I'm going to go back to Florida. I'm not even going to say anything. And so he emails me. He's like, hey, I have, the part. If you could just send over a video audition, that'd be great. And I was like, absolutely. So I sent over a video audition and I got it. And then that's when I had to really come clean. And I'm like, all right. So here's the thing. I'm actually in Florida right now. I moved from LA. I was out there for a film festival, but I would absolutely love to act in your film because he's just such an amazing director. His name's Nathaniel Matanik. But yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. We don't have any money to fly you out for this." And so what I did is I wanted it so badly that I just scraped together whatever I had in my savings, and then I just paid my own way to go out there, and then he paid me once I was out there, of course, for the shooting of the film, and then I flew back. But by doing that, I got attraction from other directors doing that too. So you just never know where life is going to take you, and not everything is like a free ride. So yeah, sometimes you have to do what you can.
I think that's very important, not expecting a free ride like today's society. And, of course, you also had a Disney influence back then. And, of course, you can tell us about that and some of the other influences that got you to this point.
Well, the Disney influence that I really had, honestly, was just, being around Disney people at at Gary Spatz the Playground. Many of the people I went to school with there, they were on Disney and Nickelodeon. So I just really had that background of being around them, talking to them about, the kind of scripts and everything they audition with. I was very fortunate, too, for whenever anyone in our class auditioned for a bigger TV show or feature film that was pretty well known, like Disney, Nickelodeon, ABC Family, they would allow us to look at the actual audition script and print out the sides. And we couldn't say anything about it, but we could actually look at the sides in our class, and we could kind of go over it like a casting director would. Mm-hmm. And then from time to time, we would have casting directors come in that actually cast those projects and watch us perform, and then just give us little tips from there on, what we could do differently and what they liked, what they didn't like, and basically just, how you can play it better for the camera. So that was really interesting and really awesome.
That is amazing, too. And this all led you up to two brand new projects to be released at the same time. We're going to talk about that. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can also check our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, and also watch the interview and subscribe to the YouTube channel on The Mike Wagner Show and take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. We're here with San Diego native Laura Stetman, who was in 360 TV Skitz, Secret Life of an American Teenager, The Playground, Slumber is Golden, and all this experience and energy and just being wonderful has led her up to two classics, well, soon to be, I should say, that are a different genre and to be released at the same time. And we're going to talk about Todd and The Connection. So it's not one word. First, we'll talk about Todd, and we'll talk about The Connection that is going to be released very soon. And you can just tell us all about it.
All right. So actually, these are probably the projects that I'm most proud of, just because the characters are so different from each other. And also the fact that after I got done shooting with Todd, I was approached by director Nick Naylor, who I've worked with before on other projects, to go ahead and be the lead for The Connection, his feature film. Mm-hmm. And I almost said no, because I was thinking in my head, oh, I'm the lead in Todd. And then I also had a Universal commercial that was right before that.
Oh my.
Yeah, so I was literally like, oh, okay, I feel like I'm kind of like underwater here. I have to like carry this lead, and there's tons and tons of lines, and then I have this Universal commercial I just booked, so that's going to be taking time away of me from like really learning the lines. And so I was like, oh, can I do this? I don't know if I can handle two leads like just back to back, like boom, boom. And then he told me about the story of the connection, and it just absolutely sold me. And then, you know, I was like, no, I have to play this character. But yeah, so first with Todd, I actually, I've worked with Travis Cecile before, on another project called Hell Phone. It's a short film, like a horror film, and a horror / comedy. And I saw that he posted something on Facebook about like so grateful to work with Aaron Warren on this upcoming feature film, Todd, psychological thriller, and then he gave a link to basically the story about it. So I looked at it, and I was like, okay, I have to read about this, and it was just an amazing story. And it left Aaron's email at the bottom of the article. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be bold. I'm just going to email him and say that, you know, I read about this. Like, that's literally how I book roles. I'm very bold about things. And I just decided to email him. And I was like, hey, my name is Laura Stetman. I see that you're filming this feature film, Todd, and I absolutely love the story, and I would love to be a part of it in any way. I also see that it's a SAG feature film, and I am actually SAG-AFTRA. I'm from Los Angeles, but now I currently live in Florida. I would just love to audition. So I sent that email, and I honestly didn't think I was going to hear from him back. And then actually he called me, and he's like, wow, you know, I got your headshot, I got your resume, and you know, I normally don't do this, but you know, I'm very interested in your background because I see that you're very experienced. I see that you're SAG-AFTRA, and you actually have the look that I'm really going for in this character, Amy. So if you'd like, I could send you the script over. And I was like, oh, yes, absolutely. So I had no idea what was really entailed, because he talked about the best friend too, which my friend Claire plays. She plays Lizzie in there, and I thought he was basically talking about the best friend. He's like, no, I'm actually considering you for the lead. I've had some girls audition, but I'm not quite sold on anyone yet. So, you know, I read the script, and she goes through a series of like heartbreak and things that I'm sure other girls can relate to also, but it was very uncanny in the way that I could, because I've gone through everything she's gone through. Like, it's just this small town girl who basically wants to make it as an actress, and she feels kind of stuck. So she takes the first opportunity that she can when she meets this producer / director in this little diner she works in, thinking that, oh, you know, I'm gonna get somewhere with this, you know, and she's kind of shocked, like, oh, okay, maybe something could come from this. And I'm not going to give anything away, but you know, it definitely doesn't turn out the way that she intended, and you know, it kind of breaks her. So that's her first like big break in the film, of where she's like, okay, life isn't, you know, is just not exactly what I think it is. You know, and then the main character, Todd, who's played by Hans Hernke, he's an amazing actor as well. He's basically this guy who always felt like the odd man out. And so, you know, he's kind of shunned and like ridiculed by his peers when he's little, and, you know, kind of this shy guy. And so over time, his pain and anger kind of turns into this rage and despair, and he doesn't really, you know, understand like who he is or why he feels this way. He could be considered a bit bipolar. So anyways, he goes to this therapist, and you know, this therapist, who's played by Aaron Jackson, and he's fantastic actor as well. He actually is trying to help Todd with these, you know, these feelings, bipolar, this rage and anger, and, he can't really get to the root of it. But because Todd is so different, and he really kind of is the odd man out, he sees things in other people that other people don't recognize. Like, well, you're not exactly perfect, So that's when he kind of starts to set his sights on this obsession a little bit with his therapist life, and figuring out, like, well, am I really the screwed up one, or is he? And then also when he gets into the diner, he sets his sort of obsession on the waitress Amy, which is the girl that I play. Mm-hmm. And then just, kind of goes into a downward spiral from there. But it was so fantastic, like, this film, because it shows that, even seemingly the guy that seems bad and not all put together, like, he's not. You actually feel for Todd. You feel for the character of Todd, and for all the characters, but definitely the thing that's striking is you feel for Todd, which, he's doing all these crazy things. He's, saying all these crazy things, and, comes off as, like, a stalker and everything, but just everybody has feelings. Everybody has a way of dealing with things, and especially when you're brought up in a horrible, like, environment, it kind of shows what it can do to you, and not everyone is exactly who they say they are.
That is amazing about Todd. And where can people watch the movie?
Actually, it is in post-production right now. So we're talking about getting it into some festivals in New York, Los Angeles, and also in Orlando. A big part of the movie, actually the whole movie, was filmed in Orlando. So they flew some people out from LA because they worked on the script to come out here. But that's basically where it was filmed, was here in Orlando.
That is amazing, too, and we'll look forward to that, and we'll talk about the connection in just a minute. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also, check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. Also, download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube, as well as Anchor FM. And don't forget to subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. We're here with San Diego native Laura Stetman, who has been in Florida doing some shooting. She's from 360 TV Skitz, Secret Life of an American Teenager, The Playground. Later transferred over to Slumber is Golden. Just talk about the movie Todd, to be released very soon at the film festivals. And now we'll go on to your next one, which is almost released at the same time as Todd. It's called The Connection. And tell us about that, and how do two strangers make a connection this way?
Okay, well, this one actually is just quite a fantastic story. It's the whole reason that I did it, because the story is just amazing. So basically, it's about these two strangers. They struggle to, like, overcome these odds when they're suddenly faced with, like, these powers and this unbreakable connection. The thing that really gets you is when if you've ever met someone in your life, and I'm not sure a lot of people have, where, like, immediately, no matter if they have known them for years or just meeting them for the first time, you feel like you've known that person for forever. Mm-hmm. And it starts basically like that. So this guy, Foster, who Nick Natler plays, he's a really great director and also actor in the film. So he plays Foster, and basically it starts with Foster waking up one day and realizing he has, like, all these feelings and this connection for this girl named Vera. Never before has he ever met her, seen her, felt anything for her, even known she existed, and the same goes with Vera. So basically he somehow finds her through this unbearable connection that they have, because they can feel things from each other. Mm-hmm. And so shows up at, like, this rundown hotel, because Vera's at a point in her life where her life is just spiraling downhill. I seem to play a lot of characters.
Oh my!
But yeah. So yeah, that's how it opens. Is knock on the door, and the first thing that you hear from her is like, "How did you find me?" And it's just it's amazing because it's like, whoa, so hold on, you feel this too? Well, yeah, like, and it's almost like, I remember you, but I don't remember you. I know you, but I don't know you. And, Vera's just been through hell in an abusive relationship, and just not having enough money. She gets kicked out. That's how she ends up at the hotel. And then Foster, lo and behold, comes to her door. And at first she doesn't really think that, it's any, like, the connection is weird and everything. They're trying to figure out how this all happened. And as far as they can remember is just that they were in this field at one point, and then they saw like this bright light, and next thing they know, like Vera's waking up in a hotel, and Foster's waking up at his own house, and basically being like, okay, why do I feel this thing for someone else? And by the way, he's in a relationship as well, so throw that in.
Oh my.
Yeah. So try and explain that to your person. Be like, sorry, I'm like really connected with this girl I've never met in my life before, but
gosh.
I hope you understand, honey. Like
or the love triangle, it's not you, it's me love triangle version.
Oh shoot, yeah, like something like that. But yeah, so essentially what happens is they meet, and they're at this hotel, and then they find out that just by looking at people and staring intently, they have this power where they can fall asleep, like just boom, instantly, lights out. And Vera at first, she's kind of a little shocked. But then she really, really gets into it, because as you watch the movie and it continues into this other power that she sort of takes advantage of. And because of everything she's been through in her life. So, without giving anything away, with her abusive relationship that she's had before, she decides like, well, I can, I'm strong now. Now I have this power. I can do basically whatever I want. I can make people fall asleep. I could probably even kill them.
Oh, my goodness.
She takes it to like this whole other level, because she's just been basically like, shit on her entire life.
Oh boy.
And Foster is just basically, he's the antithesis of Vera. So they're kind of like opposites attract sort of thing, where he's very like level-headed and grounded and is like, whoa, hold on, like we both need to figure out this connection. And she's like, no, who cares? We're just connected. We've always been, it's the universe throwing us together. And he's like, whoa, I'm still on this page of being like, how did this happen? This is where we need to be, Vera. Like, how did this happen? Let's figure this out. And she's very much like, we can take over the world. We can do this. This person deserves this. Bad people deserve to die. And so she goes like into this, you see her kind of transition from this kind of like meek girl at the beginning, because that's basically who she's been made to feel, like not good enough. She can't stand on her own. She can't afford anything. She essentially is in abusive relationships because she doesn't have that confidence about herself. And then she gets that confidence, but she takes it to like a way darker level.
Wow.
And Foster is just trying to pull her back, but at the same time, the cool thing is that they are connected. So whatever she's feeling, he's feeling. So when she's angry, he gets angry as well. And when she calms down, then he starts to calm down. So they play off each other's emotions, and it's very, very interesting to film, because there were a couple times we had to stop, and they're like, okay, that was great on your part. Great on your part, Laura. Nick, that was great. But Vera was a little bit more angry. Can you raise that energy a little bit? Can you match hers? So it was a lot about matching, not so much just about, acting and how you do it in real life, but, the characters really do feed off of each other. And that's what I thought was so interesting about this script.
That is amazing, too. And just one question as well, too. In real life, in your opinion, do you think having this type of connection, good or bad?
Oh, man, I mean, I've seen it go, just from this movie, I've seen it go like two different ways. It's great because you empathize with that person so much, but if that other person is, like a hothead, like very quick to get like angry, then that's really gonna make you angry at first. And I think you always need someone to kind of balance you out in order for like that relationship to really kind of be level-headed and have that more middle ground. And Vera just is very much she's not like that, and it messes with Foster.
That is amazing as well too. And of course, other than movies, you've also been in commercials as well too. You talk about the Universal commercial. You can tell us about that. And afterwards, you've got an upcoming project that involves a very special issue.
Well, okay, so with the Universal Studios project, this was actually really amazing. I got back from an audition that I really wanted to do, where I would be singing and I would be touring across the country. And I was just like so involved in that, really interested in prepping my voice and, making it. And it was very much an honor to go to that audition because it was like 9 people that were at the callback, and they were from all over New York, LA, New Jersey, Tennessee, like all these different singers. And, I was like, oh, okay, like, I really thought that this was going to be it. And then when I didn't get it, I cried. I was upset. But the same day, my agent actually sent me the Universal commercial, and he's like, it's for, Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, I've been auditioning for commercials for a while, and I mean, honestly, Mike, I haven't really booked any. So I was like, oh, great, another commercial, it's fine, whatever. So then I was reading it, and I was like, well, it's modeled after Stranger Things, because that's going to be one of the houses.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay. And it's about like 4 different friends. Actually, no, the audition was 3 different friends. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
3 different friends are just in this house, and basically, if you watch the show Stranger Things, slowly things start to happen in the room where the guys are in the living room. There's a girl in the kitchen, and then there's another girl in the bathroom, and things just slowly start to happen, like lights flickering, thunder and rain, think of like horror, kind of scary and stuff. But slowly in the audition, they're like, all right, and then this is when the world turns into the Upside Down, and like basically things get real.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I had a lot of fun doing it, and I really I love the show Stranger Things, and it's definitely more up my alley because I'm like, well, I'm playing a character. It's not so much me selling something. I'm actually like just playing a character, which is really my strength. So I did that, and then I got called to the callback, and I was absolutely amazed. I was like, oh, wow, okay. And then, I kind of embodied exactly, who I would be on Stranger Things. So while everyone else was talking outside the audition, and it was very, very loud, there were a ton of people at the callback.
Wow.
That must have been all day. Yeah, I heard, like, lots of people audition for Universal. So I just basically, I sat there and I read my book.
Oh, my gosh.
In my own little bubble. I'm like, nope, I'm not going to listen to I'm not going to listen to like what they say these people need to do, or, what the next direction is, because the directions were different each time, because this director, took a very long time in deciding, like, working with the actors and stuff. So I was just amazed I made it to that point. And then when they called me up, I basically, I put my book away, I went up there, and they were just like, okay, so this and this and this, you're going to do this, you're going to be girl in the kitchen. I was thinking in my head, oh, I was girl in the kitchen last time. I was like, well, maybe I did something they liked. Okay, cool. I'll be girl in the kitchen again. And yeah, so then they walked me through what we were going to do, and then they had us all go in there together. And basically they just took one actor at a time and just said, okay, and then all of a sudden, oh, lights flicker, and it's like, okay, and then he's talking me through as this is happening, and it's a huge studio. It's like probably used for green screen, but it was all white, and there's just one little couch in the middle.
Oh my gosh!
So we had to just like pantomime like a monster that was coming in from either above or on the side, and so I just basically stayed in the moment that whole time. And then I left, And I was thinking in my head, I was running through the audition over and over, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't run it through my head. But, I was so nervous. I remember I was in the line of people, and he's like, the director, Mike, was like, so how is everyone doing? And everyone's like, good, pretty good, and we all kind of nodded our heads. And then he's like, all right, I'm serious. How is everyone doing? Because I am going to tell you right now, I am fucking tired. And we just like all broke out and laughed, and we're like, oh, okay, well, actually, I mean, it's been a long day. He's like, yeah, you're damn right. It's been a long day. There's been a lot of actors coming through. And we just like kind of loosened up, and we were like, all right, like, and then he's like, yeah, he said something about like he was goofing off, the director, and he's like, yeah, I could really use some burgers right now. I work at like a grocery place. And I was like, oh, you do? Oh, man. And he's like, okay. I'm kidding. And I was like, oh, right. Well, I never know. You said it jokingly. And like other people were like laughing. I'm sure they were laughing at me like, oh, she's so gullible. And I literally thought, Mike, that's like why I wasn't going to get it. I was like, oh, I'm so stupid. Like I just said things. But yeah, when I got up there, he told me, he's like, all right, and then you're going to move backwards. You're going to move backwards very, very slowly, as if you hear something from the other room. And I was like, okay. So, of course, when he says move backwards, I'm already embarrassed at what I said. So I move forward, and then they're like, cut. Okay, so remember backwards. And I'm thinking in my head, God damn it. Like, yes. Okay, I know to move backwards. So I'm literally like, I was amazed I even made it. I literally moved backwards, and he loved it. And, it kind of just goes to show, because when I got it, I screamed. I was like so up and down, like, oh my God, they picked me. I can't believe it. And when I went there, they said one of the reasons they picked me is they don't look at how you are, like personality wise, like in a group, and they just look at the acting. That's literally what they were just looking at. And they're like, and you had this look that was very memorable. They loved my wardrobe too, which I totally just designed at the last minute before, because they wanted it to look very Stranger Things, like 80s. Kind of cool kid, but could not be a cool kid too. So it could like fit in either genre. And yeah, and so he's like, yeah, you had this way of just being very honest, and there were a lot of actors that came in there and they like tried to be scared, or they over screamed or whatever, but yours was just very honest, very subtle. And I literally was like, I want that girl. I was like, oh wow, thank you.
That is amazing, and just a wonderful story. You can just catch the Universal Studio commercial to a TV or social media near you. And one more thing before we let you go, you're very busy. Let's talk about your upcoming project that you have that's more on a serious note in Orlando. So, just your upcoming project involving a very special cause.
All right. So my upcoming project is actually filming. It's actually filming tomorrow. I've worked with this director before. His name is Jeff Williams, and he has done a lot of the human sex trafficking awareness films. When I asked him at first, what is it that really gets you to, do these films? I feel like you have to be interested in that sort of thing. And he said, oh, actually, it really is a problem in Orlando. Mm-hmm. It's a huge problem, and a lot of people don't realize that it is. So I wanted to raise awareness for it, because there are lots of like, especially like young girls, but even young guys that, will think that they're going somewhere to meet someone, and they get themselves in a situation. There was actually a situation too, it sometimes happens with actors and actresses if you're not careful. If you book a project and you think that you're going there to film that project, and you go there, they tell you to wear a certain wardrobe and everything, and you think that you're going to a film, and then you see a line of people and you think, oh, okay, so this line of girls, these are all the people that are going to be in this film. And then the doors close and you get trafficked. And
Ouch.
It's scary. It's so scary, because you can't really do anything from there. And sometimes people are trapped in that lifestyle for a long time. There's a lot of like, death threats if you try and tell someone. Sometimes they take your phone, and it could be something, as easy as, okay, for this audition, you're not going to need your phone, so just go ahead and put it away.
Oh, boy.
And then they just take it, and you have no way. You have no way of talking to anybody about it. So, once I realized that was really such an issue, because it's not something that I consciously think of, I absolutely was like, yes, absolutely, I will definitely do it. And so the first project that I did with him was called I See the Roses. It's a music video. It actually went into the New York City Film Festival, too. They were really impressed with it. And I guess Jeff wants to do, now it's more like an awareness short film. And I play this character, Amy, ironically the same name as the character in Todd. But yeah, and basically what she does is, she starts out just basically texting on her phone, and, it's an innocent conversation. Think of like any online relationship or an online dating thing. And then it slowly goes into basically, who is this person?
Right.
Because now I don't really know who I'm really talking to. And she tries to basically reach out to her friend and let her know subtly about like that something's off, and her friend just thinks like, oh, you're paranoid, this really, you just haven't met him yet, you just need to meet him, which is a very human response. So you just never know. And then there's also the last scene too, where she's meeting her boyfriend, and he's very upset at the gas station, and basically when he comes to her, she's like trying to cheer him up and being like, oh, nice shoes. She doesn't know what happened to his shoes and stuff, but he looks a little roughed up. And then his uncle just says, like, cut it out, like get in the van.
Oh my gosh.
So he goes in the van. Yeah. And, and she just asks the uncle, like, is everything okay? And he's like, oh yeah, teenage drama, and it can happen just like that. It can happen with anyone. You just never know. So that's what I'm going to be involved with, shooting tomorrow, and yeah, it'll be probably a little bit of a heavy shoot, but but definitely worth it.
Okay,
sure.
Great. And also do us a favor, keep us up to date along with the upcoming projects, and tell everybody once again your upcoming projects, what's the website, and how do people contact you, and where can they watch your works?
Okay. Yeah, so my upcoming projects currently as of now are going to be Todd, and that's feature film, psychological thriller, and then The Connection, a sci-fi action drama feature film. Those are probably going to be released around the same time, since they filmed at the same time. So those are going to be sometime in 2020, the next year. And then this short film possibly could be releasing very soon here. The one that's the Project 851 Alpha, the one about the human sex trafficking. Slumber is Golden, I anticipate to be released probably sometime in December, as well as my rom-com romantic comedy, A Cup of Cheer. That one is going to be released probably around Christmas time, because we filmed it around Christmas time last year. We just didn't release it around Christmas. So, yeah. And then there's a bunch of other films, too, that you can see. Hellphone's going to be released as well. That's directed and produced by Travis Cecile. So that's exciting. And then that's going to be released probably sometime, I would actually think sometime this month or next month. And we filmed that last year, and that's a horror film. To see my films, sometimes they go to film festivals, and I will always keep them up to date on Facebook and my Facebook page, my acting page, and then my Instagram page as well as LinkedIn. So you can go to my Instagram, which is at Laura Stetman. You can go to my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/L Stetman. /, and then you can also go to my Laura Stetman actress page, which is on Facebook, and my website, www.laurastetman.com, for everything.
That is amazing. And Laura, it's great to have you on again. I'd like to thank you for your time, and do us a favor, please keep us up to date, and look forward to having have you on again soon. I always enjoy having you on the program.
Awesome. I'm really excited too. It's so super fun.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Listen online at themikewagnershow.com and on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And watch the interview on YouTube. Also, become a sponsor of the program and or donate today at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again tomorrow for another episode of The Mike Wagner Show.